Hello, everyone, and happy Financially Lit Tuesday. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me once again every Tuesday live at 6:30 p.m., bringing you news, tips, and tricks on how to wealth up. So, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit the if you're tuning in from YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe and notification bell on the Sipping Wealth YouTube channel. If you're streaming from Facebook, go ahead and drop a message in the comment section so I know who's tuned in. And of course, share, hit the share button so that your friends, family, and loved ones are also, getting a taste of the wealth as well. Because we don't want to keep it to ourselves. We want to make sure that we're spreading it out so that they are informed as well. So I am talking about today. I decided to go ahead and postpone the how to file business taxes. I'll go over a little bit about business taxes, but I find that this is a little bit more pressing, right? Because so Biden just basically talked about a plan that he has with the IRS about surveillancing accounts. So I wanted to make sure that I come live and talk to you all about it, get your feeling on it, see how you all feel, and let's chat. So, of course, go ahead and drop a comment in the comment section so I know who's tuned in with me. Say, hey, girl, all that good stuff. But to go ahead and get started. So, President Biden, financial reporting measures with the administration in 2022. So they came up with an initiative to surveillance bank accounts over $600. They're also going to be surveillancing stock accounts as well, and PayPal accounts, things like that, so that they can or decrease the amount of tax evasion that's going on. So, in lieu of tax season coming up in just a few months, it should be pretty interesting to see how this go. There are a lot of talks and things like that is happening with the administration as far as what Biden has proposed for the future. And this is one of those things. So the proposal came from the Department of Treasury in May, a few months ago. So it is, if you're looking up, is the general explanation of the administration for fiscal year 2022. So this would come into effect this year, but they're looking for it to come into effect for next year and the rest of the Biden term. So the reason for the change is business income is subject or is limited for information reporting. So, so a lot of businesses are not reporting hey Ryan, I didn't vote for Buddy. Well, he's still the president. And so he does have a lot to say. So of course, things like that, this is just a plan. This is just a plan. It's not a bill. It hasn't been voted in. It still has to go through the proper measures if it's actually going to go through. Right now, it's receiving a lot of backlash and things like that from major banks, a lot of major big institutions and things like that. So in my opinion, do I think it's actually going to pass? No, but you know what? The way these past 2 years been going, everything's kind of unexpected, right? So the economy, how the change of the economy, we have the economy has gone down over 26% as far as the value of the dollar from last year. It's pretty crazy. So the state of our economy has changed a lot. You have employment changes, you have changes in supplies, changes in the standard of living altogether. So also the current information so these type of revenues that they're really targeting is revenue on your 1099 forms. So this is your 1099 miscellaneous forms, your 1099 NECs, which is that new kind of form that was enacted last year, and then your 1099Ks. So they want to know exactly how much money everyone is receiving, so that they can make sure that they're receiving the taxes on that money. So they are wanting to tighten the rope in a sense, as far as how much reporting people are doing on supplemental income. So they want to make sure that if someone is receiving income, that they're reporting that income, and that they can, so that they can properly tax it. So the tax gap for business owners are huge, right? As a lot of you may know, most of the tax paying dollars come from employees. So, which is about 83% of tax dollars come from employees versus your employers, your big corporations. So Biden and essentially wants to shorten that gap by enacting this. I think one thing that, in my opinion, that he doesn't consider is that majority of the business are small businesses. So although it's supposed to, in a sense, tighten the gap around large corporations, it's really going to hurt those smaller businesses that are receiving the 1099 incomes, the supplemental incomes in different areas, especially when it comes to the stock accounts, when it comes to monitoring surveillance in the business accounts. A lot of people have talked about how it's a violation of our amendments, right? Our Fourth Amendment. So it's causing a lot of unrest, right? So the net misreporting percentages is over 50%, which means that over 50% of people receiving supplemental income are sending in false reportings. So they want to find a way to shorten that, of course, so that the IRS can receive more in tax dollars. And then, so this is going to enhance the effectiveness of the IRS enforcement. So, and making sure that, hey, everyone is actually paying, money, taxes on everything that they receive. So the actual proposal is to create a comprehensive financial account information reporting entity. So this is going to be like a separate entity specifically for making sure that this is actually followed. So they're going to, this is going to be the whole realm of making sure that they're surveillancing these accounts and making cross-referencing them so that for accurate reporting. The annual return with report gross inflows and outflows with breakdowns, physical cash, transactions with foreign accounts. This is all the things that they're going to take into account. So for those of you that are trading, you do want to consider that this can be an option, even though this plan, in my opinion, is far-fetched. It's a stretch, but I'm not going to say, oh no, it's not going to happen, because we also thought Biden wanted to be president. He is. We thought Trump was going to be president, and there he was. So, and we thought a lot of things. So there's definitely a choice out there. The decision is still a proposal. The proposal would be effective for tax years beginning after December 31st of 2022. So we're not going to jump into 2022 and be like, oh, we're ready. But the tax years after that, so once you file your taxes for 2022, yes. And so like people that invest in cryptocurrency, this applies to you. So this is a threshold of $600. Anything above $600, they want to know. And they want to monitor accounts for this amount. Any questions? How do y'all feel? Drop a comment. I really want to get y'all opinion on this, to see like how y'all feel about this plan. And even like different plans that Biden has pitched out. This is not the only one, but this is just one that affects taxpayers and a lot of business owners. So I wanted to make sure that I touched on it. How y'all feel? Go ahead and drop a comment. Don't be shy. But I definitely want to get your perspective on how y'all feel about this. And this is something that is still going to be in the works. It's not going to be in effect within the next few months. So we're okay. Adrian said join late, but I'm tuning in. Hey, what's up? So I'm just talking about this plan that Biden has initiated to surveillance accounts over $600. So this includes cryptocurrency accounts, bank accounts, your Cash App and PayPal accounts, really anything, any accounts that you're receiving money. So they really want to know how much cash and money that you have. They want to monitor this so that they can make sure that they're receiving the accurate amount of tax dollars. Um, and to help avoid tax evasion. So those that are there that are not paying taxes because they're not reporting their income. So that's what the initiative is for. They're working together with the Internal Revenue Service with this. Hey, Danette, how's it going, girl? So they're working for personal account or business. So this is going to be for personal and business. So this applies for both. And this is, they want to monitor these accounts using the financial institutions that you utilize to receive money. And that includes those that I just mentioned. But yes, they do want to see what your inflows and your outflows look like. They want an accurate account of it. So it's pretty interesting. Like, how do y'all feel about this? Is it fair to allow this type of access to tax compliance? In my opinion, no. I think they're doing the most. It's just like tightening the rope for what? The tax percentage on these businesses are already going up with the Biden administration, so taxes are already increasing. Do I think the surveillance is necessary? No. But yeah, that's my opinion now. That's how I feel about it. We can all agree this is very complicated. It's exhausting, time consuming. It is very challenging for business owners. Business owners already have the task of managing the business, figuring out, how to pivot, especially if they had the business prior to the pandemic, how to pivot, how to stay in business, how to find new suppliers, whatever the case may be. And then this new compliance that may come into effect could raise, huge issues for a lot of business owners, especially those that don't have accountants. So definitely make sure that your bookkeeping's in order. Oddly enough, does that mean politician accounts will be public? So the information won't be public. So this is not like they're not putting their information out in public. They're just surveillancing it. So, private surveillance. So your information is still safe. I know I used air quotes on that, but your information is going to be tightly monitored. Yeah. Not put out there, and that goes for politicians and everything like that. So still the same measures. The only difference is they're surveillancing it. Seems very extra. I agree. Yeah, and nor do I think it will fly. Would foreign-based accounts be included? Absolutely. May cause a shift to storing money in different ways. Okay, you're talking about like offshore accounts. So with offshore accounts, the thing with that is it has to come from a domestic account to go to the foreign account. So there will be some kind of trail. As far as like how strict the monitoring on it will be, technically you can legally have offshore accounts. It's just like how you go about reporting and making sure that you're going about it legally, essentially, for the offshore accounts. But yeah, there is taxes involved with foreign-based accounts and things like that. Depending on what country you're putting money into, things like that. The list kind of goes on as far as offshore accounts are concerned. Yes. But taxes seem to be like on high as far as this current administration. They're definitely like trying to up the taxes any way they see fit as far as making sure the margin is higher, trying to find a way to tax more businesses. So it seems like a very high priority, as far a higher priority for this administration. Um, yeah, any questions, y'all? Pretty interesting. So yeah, should be interesting to see how the next 3 years goes under this administration. But the IRS will also have more stricter guidelines as far as payroll taxes as well. Payroll taxes due on wages, and just making sure that it's being reported accurately as well. So for those of you that have employees or those of you that have S corps, however the case may be, you do want to make sure that you're in compliance when it comes to payroll taxes, to avoid any fines, any penalties, things like that. Um, hey, Amy, what's up? How's it going? Hello, hello. Hey, Arthur. Hey. So all these stimuluses, enhanced unemployment, child tax credits, EDIL, PPP loans, enhanced tax deductions, and more. Like there's just so much that's coming up. Trying to essentially all the money that's been put out because of the pandemic to help the American people and business owners. They are looking to, try to recoup that. Also, Social Security is depleting, and Social Security and Medicare are depleting at rapid rates. So, as many of you know, they're not. They're looking to not be available to most millennials and beyond, even though it's still being removed. But they're trying to replenish it. Um, we're gonna see. We're gonna see y'all. In honor of the Patriot Act of 2001, this is the government already knows. The Patriot Act of 2001 already allows the government to breach our privacy of financial accounts, and then by measure of the Bank um, Secrecy Act amendment. So, and that has to do with money laundering. So technically, they can kind of look into your accounts and stuff to make sure that you're not laundering money and they are keeping money from the government, in lieu of the Patriot Act of 2001. So even though it feels like an invasion of privacy, because it is, um, technically they already have an amendment in there saying that it's okay. But yes, any questions, y'all? How do y'all feel? Um, so I did want to make sure I come on here and talk about that. I know a lot of people's worried about it. I know there's going to be a lot of probably not as much as we would like information available regarding this, because it's probably going to be covered up by so much other things happening in the media. But I did want to make sure we talked about this, reflected on it, um, and you said I missed the beginning. Oh, it's okay, you missed the beginning, because this recording, this live will be available on the Sipping Wealth YouTube channel. So for those of you tuned in, be sure to subscribe to the Sipping Wealth YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. But really, I was talking about the surveillance of bank accounts and in different accounts, even the foreign things like that, under surveillance by the IRS to help avoid tax evasion. I do also want to mention, yes, we will go over business taxes and things like that. And next week's live, I did want to make sure that I touched on this today. In lieu of taxes coming through, for those of you that want to learn more about taxes and maybe just to help with decreasing your tax liabilities and things like that. The legal way and the healthier way. I do have a tax course available, so you can go to learntaxcourses.com and look at the different tax course options. And for those of you that want to do taxes for yourself, or maybe some family, friends, all that good stuff, you can go through the tax course as well. So it's learntaxcourses.com. And it's available for those that wanted to go as a contractor or a business in that field, and or those that want to learn more about taxes. I highly recommend it for everyone because we do need to stay informed about taxes, even if you're like, hey, I don't want to do my own taxes. I think it's good that we learn more about it. Taxes is something that's not going anywhere. We all have to deal with it. Whether it's a $1 billion corporation that pays zero taxes, they still have to know tax law. I say billionaire. They still have to know some sort of tax law, even on the individual basis, even though they have accountants and things like that. So it's very important that you have some knowledge of taxes. So those courses are available. The information regarding this plan, it's a plan, not a bill. So it hasn't been passed, but it is Biden's plans to allow this surveillance, which is, like I said, technically legal under the Patriot Act. But that's it, y'all. Any questions, things like that? Let me see. Did I answer? Arthur. How does this affect cryptocurrency? So when it comes to cryptocurrency, cryptocurrency is included. Foreign transactions, foreign accounts, all that are included. So they do want to monitor more closely, like your Cash App, PayPal accounts, bank accounts, things like that, to see how much money is actually coming in, so that they can mitigate tax evasion and make sure that people are reporting the accurate amounts. So yes, it does affect basically all streams of income. Yes, any other questions? Definitely interesting topic. The questions. All right, y'all. Well, that's it for today's live. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, so I'm going to end it a little bit early. I thank you, everyone, for tuning in to another episode of Financially Lit Tuesday. Be sure to tune in next week. We're going to be going over business tax and how to properly prepare your taxes, even with this changing economy and things like that. Just staying up to date on what's going on. Like I said, visit learntaxcourses.com. Go ahead and check that out. And I'll see y'all next week for another episode of Financially Lit Tuesday. Yay, good night, y'all.